Yeah. Farewell to the past. I think I know what's gonna happen next. Now, before, I'm sorry, but I need to prepare. I am not ready for what's gonna happen next because I know my team will get obliterated. Um, a boss fight's coming, if you know what I mean. And I am absolutely terrified of this boss.
More speed.
I need a full heal real quick. I'm sorry, A. I need to do this. I'm sorry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Oh god. So, what's gonna happen?
More speed.
I mean, like, if this is going the path I think it's taking, then I have to say, then this will mean a lot of my theories about how this ended up happening is gonna be debunked. Yeah, this is what I saw earlier, and a
More
feeling
speed.
that we were gonna come here sometime.
We're finally here. The entrance should be nearby.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm not ready.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
Are you alright?
It's getting worse again. But it's fine. I'm happy. I'm about to put an end to it all. This is a place I once sealed off with my own
what?
hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm.
So
of
that was the
consciousness.
battleground?
It looks like she will no longer allow me to
There's the line.
do with this body
So who are we fighting?
as I please.
The puppet?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Or
And
Makoto?
who is she? Makoto?
Are we really fighting Makoto instead?
Follow me.
Where are we go?
Yep. Now, who are we fighting? This has been the biggest enigma for the longest time. This is Makoto's realm of consciousness then.
Where did we get sucked into this time?
So, we saw a battleground that is not the plane of Eudaimia. And when she mentioned that, oh, I went into Makoto's consciousness right before she died, I'm like, so is the blue... So in my head, I was like, is the blue arena Makoto's consciousness? And if that's the case, then are we actually fighting Makoto?
Whoa.
Is this the case?
This place?
It does look a lot like the plane of Eudaimia.
Look! Look over there! It's another A!
We meet again, traveler.
That's
This
the puppet.
body is an assistant to the one within, but it is
Or-
also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice!
Yeah, that's the puppet voice.
The puppet?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion?
So is this the rebellion?
I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait! The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse! Are you alright now?
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun
You're
rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes.
Because change is something that
But
the
inside a
Shogun is
realm of
against.
consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too.
Yeah, you called it there for
When
her
necessary,
to be like that.
she appears here to confront me.
So, let me get this straight. The reason why the Shogun is becoming rebellious is because A is beginning to change, and because A changing defies the rules of what the Shogun is called to do, she's fighting her creator. Are you kidding me right now? This is her system to safeguard against modifications to eternity?
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this.
Are you freaking serious?
Extreme. Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past
A's fighting
ideals.
herself.
The very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't
Nope.
you talk it through? Or
That's not how
something?
warriors work, Paimon. A isn't someone who leaves herself an escape route.
But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits A's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination to reach eternity. Every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting erosion. Determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice.
She's being haunted by a
to
past
overcome.
that she has to confront
You
now.
wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her
Yo.
subjects. Raiden A. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall...
Sorry.
Insolent! There is no
We're starting
escape.
with this boss theme? Magatsumi Take Naokami no Mikoto. That is his boss's true name.
Shine down.
Also, this is a one-on-one duel against herself. This is awesome. So far now it's going pretty easily.
Illusion. Absurd.
Also, A's the one with the sword. Interesting.
Torn to oblivion. Infantile sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
I'm not surprised. You think fighting a god is easy, Paimon?
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down. Weak.
She's blocking me? Oh, and I guess not. Oh, she has a sword now. Oh, this is interesting. So this is just like when we fought A during the Archon quest, kind of. Because last time she used the sword, now she uses the katana. Last time she's done Naginata, now she's using the
That
katana.
envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Shine down. Inazuma
Another
shines
phase? It's a multi-phase boss fight?
eternal. Pathetic. Weak. Pathetic.
Don't call A pathetic.
Torn to oblivion. Sweeps the land.
Concentrate the Magasu Electroculi to destroy the Magasu Electroculi.
There is
Oh, they're
no
called
escape.
Magatsu. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I think this is a really clever name, but I'm gonna explain in more detail later on. Because right now I'm kind of focused on the fight,
Shine
and I
down.
don't want to. I don't want to like stutter while explaining things. Okay.
Evasion is futile. Insolent. Inazuma
But
shines eternal.
this fight's really freaking awesome.
There is no escape. From the land of eternity. Only
Is that it?
emptiness awaits.
Have you finally defeated her?
That can't be it, right? We saw her change form.
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
Surely the Shogun puppet isn't invincible.
In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living being's, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be a never-ending battle?
Not unless you do something
Maybe.
drastic.
But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking, one that will be resistant to erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may
Oh my
last.
god.
Months, years, centuries. And no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her.
And what will happen to Inazuma in the meantime?
500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them.
But can you bear to leave humanity to go alone? Everyone looks to the Shogun for hope.
I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity.
You're actually killing me right now.
I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day
Please don't
return.
tell me I actually got this predicted.
This is my oath.
Please don't. 'Cause
Please.
I really wish it didn't
Be
happen.
my witness. During my absence, I place everything in
Please,
Miko's
no,
hands.
no.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Hey!
Looks like we got kicked out.
Please don't tell me my last prediction was true. Please, no. Hey, I'm begging right now. Please, please, please don't tell me I just predict this part. Ah! I'm so mad.
Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever?
Of course we're not.
It's making sense, and maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still...
A has no physical body anymore and has to rely on the Shogun. But this cannot be the only way.
Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again.
We're not about to leave her just yet. Our work here isn't done.
Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets through this, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the fight? We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice, don't feel Paimon now! Okay, maybe if we both ram into it at the same time really, really hard.
We need to talk to Yae Miko.
Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her. Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm plane thingies more than we do, but there's no one else we
Of course she would know about this.
Alright, up the mountain we go.
Yae's the one that taught her how to put her consciousness inside a sword, dang it. Holy crap, this is... Oh my god, I don't know how long the session's gonna be.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me
Miko,
to unravel it for you.
Miko, listen, I freaking love you, but please, this is not the time to act like this.
I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
Miko, please.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
I'm sorry. Paimon, get to the point.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's A. She...
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now?
This duel is more serious than anything up until now. She rushed into it without thinking.
Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
You taught her how to put her mind into objects.
Mom, she's doing this on purpose, for sure.
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like?
I didn't notice any differences.
Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all.
But it's important for
First
the
things
lore.
first, follow me to the entrance.
Wait, what? Ah yes, now we're going back with Miko. My god. How much do I have left? Like 58 sweet Madamaze? Okay. I mispronounced it on purpose, by the
Now
way.
then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there. What?
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos.
Yeah, that constant battle.
Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two
Paimon, you're not gonna abandon me, are you?
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big
Always
deal?
until loses 8. We just lose another Archon.
Paimon had it up to here with both of you! Oh,
Ouch.
fine! Paimon's
I
coming
thought we were
too.
friends, Paimon.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way. I say.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Okay.
Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens.
Oh god.
I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
We will not fail.
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Got it. This time.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
We made it. Yo, that scene was freaking amazing. Holy crap. That was awesome. That was awesome. These cinematics are getting better every day. They're getting better. They're getting better every day, man. Like this is ridiculous.
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years?
Hey, did you? Hey, how long did you think it took me to get back in, huh? Do you really think I was just gonna leave you like that for centuries to come? That's not how I work. All these years? What?
This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? So you're finally willing to...
We're here
Stand
too,
back,
you know.
traveler.
Are you going to put an end to all this?
I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall
Round
of
2.
nations.
There it is.
The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever.
One final duel to end it all against the Magasu Mitake Naokami no Mikoto. This is the boss fight I've been waiting for. No, now going to be the strongest boss fight in existence. Except only in the first battle is really easy. Rematches though, this boss is no joke. I'll explain later why, but for now, let's finally end this once and for all.
This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future, and you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure.
You fought her one-on-one, eh?
My reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Musou Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto.
The previous Shogun.
Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Musou Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling
that's
that
the
she was
sword's
by
name?
my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future.
That's incredible.
Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Please? Wait, what? Musou Ishin is glowing?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the
She
pieces.
sounds just like A.
Makoto?
I mean, they're twins, so...
I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive
Wait, hold on,
me.
wait, hold on.
All I could do was find some way to wait until
Can we
you
ask her
came
about
to me.
Conria and Lumine?
But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry.
What were you told, Makoto?
I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden.
You're one of the 7. What happened?
I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria?
You
I
need to
had
tell
some
us.
sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it. Before my
What is
last
it?
shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
Excuse me?
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really?
Is that the seed of the sacred Sakura?
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
I saw wonderful things inside that place. Time was moving forward and backward at the same time.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto
Oh my
got
God.
a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No. But I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I
Hey,
like
you had
it.
to shape it like a fox.
Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Is that significant?
At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space.
Wait, what?
Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
Perhaps this is what the Shogun meant by an inevitability of fate. Fate is such a funny thing, isn't it?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when the
Wait,
traveler
excuse me?
reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome.
We weren't gonna leave a friend
You
there
too
just
have my
fighting
thanks.
constantly for centuries to come.
You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
You can finally come back
Always
in full
thrilled
force.
to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down?
Wait, what?
After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day.
Makoto was brilliant, but you made a crucial contribution too.
I just planted a seed.
Your will and hers were both indispensable.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
The final act might be a simple one, but getting there was a result of countless efforts coming together. Just because the cause and effect ended up a bit back to front, doesn't mean you should have undervalued the part you played.
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Well,
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku Decree.
that's still a thing?
That's huge
I thought the
news!
Sakoku Decree was abolished from the get-go.
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis.
What?
In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma.
But born out of those challenges will be born new opportunities.
I'm looking forward to it.
Opportunities. Sorry, I blundered.
By the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom in eternity.
You held a single Sakura petal in your hand before leaving the Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. Its existence is a mystery. It appears no different from ordinary Sakura petals, and there it just silently sits in your storage just like any others. But you can no longer touch it, nor you can feel its weight or warmth. When an object loses any of the attributes that one would normally ascribe to it, how can its existence be proven for sure? As you think back on many sights the petal must have witnessed in the past, certain guess comes to mind, that which sustains the Sakura petal's existence must be someone's will. But as to who this person is, or whether they're intentionally or unintentionally keeping this petal in existence, neither can be known, nor can you prove whether this willpower is one derived from yearning, trust, or gratitude. Perhaps when that person's will changes too, so will the Sakura petal disappear. Just to be safe, it might be the best to check back from time to time and see if it still exists.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Abolishing the Sakoku Decree has a myriad of implications. It would be folly to say that it will be all positive, and there will be no negative repercussions. For example, I can foresee the outside world posing a threat to Inazuma's businesses. These are the issues that I must work to solve.
Hey, you're thinking about this all so conscientiously. I've only got as far as wondering whether I'll be able to sell entrance tickets to the Grand Narukami Shrine in the future.
Honestly, Miko. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma. I always assumed it was because that was her duty. But now, I see that hers was a gaze full of delight and hope. It was not just a duty, but a joy, too. She loved humanity very dearly.
If the people of the past deserve the god's attention, then so do the people of the future.
Indeed. No longer will I ignore their passions and dreams. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. To put it bluntly, it was constant torture, with no end in sight. Faced with an endless battle, I had to remain focused at all times. Had my concentration lapsed for but a moment, the Shogun's blade would have taken my life. Safe to say, were it not for my previous experiences in combat, my skills would not have been up to the challenge. I would most certainly have been defeated. And through it all, you also had your part to play. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I will be sure to remind the Tenryou and Yashiro commissions of their duties in this regard. It's not only the monsters that I am worried about. I'm concerned about what else might escape from the sacred Sakura.
That's a tough one, all right. There's plenty more besides memories held in the ley lines.
Since you clearly understand, perhaps you could think about making an effort too. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
Yae Miko says she was placing her god.
Yae Miko said nothing of the sort, and the traveler has some nerve making up spurious claims about her while she is still present. Some words are not to be passed on. Trust me, you don't want to know the cost of betraying me. Just think of the things I said to you as our little secret. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Ooh, I suddenly want some fried tofu.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
I have no other questions. Wow. Just wow. What can I say? What can I freaking say? What can I even? How do I start this? Oh, they left me. Oh, I really miss her. I I need to find my thoughts real quick. Okay. So, first off, that boss fight, fun. I've never that boss was fun. I was really interested in. Oh, by the way, I know what these things are, but I was really interested in seeing how this will turn out. And honestly, you know what? This is a pretty fun boss fight. So the Magatsu Mitake Naokami no Mikoto, I'm just gonna call her Magatsu Raiden Shogun, is pretty much the 6th weak boss of this game. This is the form that the puppet that her the Raiden Shogun's authority takes when she's opposing those who dread eternity. As the Raiden Shogun's assistant in pursuing eternity, she has never doubted, never felt fear, never given anything less than her past, than her best, never been disturbed by her idle thoughts. She once heard about how A shouldered her similar duty when Makoto was also present, suffering much and agonizing loss in the process. When the two shadows overlapped once more, however, she could only see the countless fine fractures in what should have been her eternal will. Since fate was destined for her cyclicality, she must fulfill her promise and declare war on her. Mind is the most supreme and noble form. Power over the world be vested within me, and I am the essence of all that is the Raiden Shogun. Naturally, I have also inherited the pain of A's countless losses, and her will to attain eternity. Resolve, valor, love, hate, they will all but twist. Oh, they will all twist in the river of time, but the rules will never change. She is a badass. Holy crap. So first off, before we get to the much more heavier topics in this story quest, can I just say I was crying out of laughter but silently because I didn't want my mic to just pick that up, because I know my mic tends to spike crazily whenever I breathe to my mic. And I was just crying at freaking A's just smug face, what is that face, A? Like, was there a smug face, or was it just like I'm just done with you face? Like that type of face just looks really funny. It's just funny to me on the characters. And A, I think, has the best one yet. I think beating out Lumines / Aethers. That cutscene gave me goosebumps, honestly. That's why, and I didn't even know what to say when I first saw that cutscene. That's why I actually had to kind of collect my thoughts before I moved on, because honestly, I didn't know what to say. That cinematic was so beautiful, and in every way, shape, or form, I was starstruck. I was shocked. I was surprised. Everything about that cutscene was amazing, in my opinion, because it truly just magnifies on A and Makoto. I think it was amazing. The story quest as a whole was really good compared to A's last story quest, because it is one of the biggest lore heavy story quests I've seen by far. One of the biggest lore heavy story quests. And we got to see more of A's development in relation with Makoto, in relation with the Raiden Shogun puppet, which is exactly what I was looking for, in my opinion. Because honestly, her Act 1 story quest, let's all be honest here, wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Let's just keep going on a date with a goddess, and honestly, like, they could have done way more than that to pretty much like be like a little, how do I describe it? Like a little ending to the Archon quest. No, they could have done a bit more. They could have done just a bit more for Act 1. And then we have Act 2, which I have very high expectations for because of the boss fight. Now, let's just say that a lot of my theories just got 100% debunked, and I am surprised that this just happened like that. The reason why the Raiden Shogun was becoming rebellious and flying A was because the fact that A went against her programming, and that's why she became rebellious. I'm not sure about that personally. I think that's just kind of BS and kind of like a cop-out excuse for like, oh, this is the reason why Raiden Shogun the puppet was fighting against A. She just became rebellious. I'm like, okay, cool. But I mean, symbolism-wise, I think it's really clever because A is basically fighting her past, because that's how A thought in back then, like 500 years ago, when she lost Makoto. So I can kind of see that symbol. I can kind of understand that symbolism, and I think that context was really cool. But just if you just get that reason, and without the context, I think people can agree that it's like kind of a dumb reason for the puppet to kind of grow more rebellious, fighting against A. That's just a me thing though. I think the build up to that though was great. It was very heavy and dark when it comes to Genshin lore. It's some of the darkest we've seen. Because Inazuma was in turmoil. A lost her sister because she was forced to send to Conria, or she was just sent to Conria to fight against A's wishes, which we still don't know the full extent of why Makoto went to Conria to fight. We really don't know the full extent, so there's still the mystery in that as well, which I don't think they're gonna answer for a long time. Like honestly, I don't see them answering the question anytime soon. Unfortunate. No Scaramouche, no Electronosis, no Arlecchino, none of that. So no Fatui involvement whatsoever. So there goes that theory out the window. Which I'm kind of surprised about because honestly, we're all lacking Fatui involvement. I think it's only a matter of time before we got some Fatui involvement in Inazuma, right? Like, it's only a matter of time, you know? So, I'm a bit shocked about that. About no Fatui involvement. But overall, I think this current story quest was really good. I think it was really good. When it comes to like some of the best being like Aikas, Yoimiya, Ganyu, Startags, Itos, Raiden Shogun I think would easily beat out Tartaglia's. And I think she also beats out Ganyu's. And with a heartbeat. Like, and she definitely beats out Itos when it comes to just lore and impact, in my opinion. I dare say she even beats out Yoimiya's. Because, like, by a long shot. I would honestly, if I had to just say based on lore and character development, actually, I think Act 2 Raiden Shogun Story Quest is the best one, hands down. Period. There's no way. It was almost impossible for anyone to beat it. When it comes to lore and character development, though, the only one that can tie it for me when it comes to that is Zhongli Act 2, because Zhongli Act 2 had just as much as lore, just as much as character development. I mean, well, not much character development, but a lot of lore and a lot more personality within Zhongli that I think really makes him stand out. So I think that's right. So that's right there. When it comes to development, I think A destroys Ayaka in character development wise. I'm surprised myself that I'm saying that, because you know me and Ayaka. Ayaka's my favorite character of all time in Genshin Impact. You know, my number one. But when it comes to development and story quest, A destroys it. A washes competition. Not by a long shot. Since we see the inner turmoil inside her, and this gets reflected. This gets reflected into her, like, story quest, into her battles, into like her interacting with these memories of people in the past. And honestly, I'm genuinely surprised that they decided to take a very, very dark route with A. And honestly, it kind of managed to hit me up a few times. And the way that, and the way you can also see the traveler's feelings towards A reflect in that, well, like when you go back into it, because all he's thinking about is A. That's why we see A all the time in those fragments of memories, which I think was really clever, by the way. So that cinematic was like a 10 out of 10. The cinematic where we see Makoto pretty much show us Inazuma's past and future at the same time was also freaking glorious. I think that's another 10 out of 10. Like, everything about this story quest was absolutely nailed upon. It was just nailed. And Hoyoverse has been nailing these like story quests back to back.
Let me try again.
Like ever since the 2.3 update with Dragon Spine, we got more lore on Albedo. That's awesome. We learn more about the Oni through Ito story quest and more about the Oni as well. That's awesome. We learn more about Shenhe, and we actually get a really sick boss fight and a really cool Shenhe moment and an amazing cinematic in 2.4. We get to see Lantern Ride 2 cinematic where we're kind of like us going on a date with Ketching, and it culminates with Ketching revealing the brand new outfit, hinting towards Ningguang and Beidou, and then seeing a bunch of Leeway characters just chilling at Lantern Ride. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I think I need to build this up to this. And I am really, really, really happy that they're keeping up with the level of level of production that's been going into the story. From the lore to the development of characters to the cinematics to the music to just everything about it. I don't think from 2.3 there was a bad story quest at all.
What?
It's
Another
bar
bad
none one of the best I've seen, and it was only getting better and better and better and better and better. And the fact that this isn't a filler update of all things is what truly shocked to me. They've been nailing this, and for a long time I thought they were just limiting the story, the really good story moments in events. I really been thinking about that, like ever since 2.1. But like, they've been just killing it with these story quests and character with the character story quest, the Archon quest, and this is just from A. This is just a story quest. So honestly, like, I don't even know what to say, but hats off to MiHoYo for making one of the best character story quests I've seen by far, one of the best lore dumps I've seen by far, one of the best in the mass I've seen by far, one of the just everything about this. And a pretty easy boss fight, but I know once I fight that thing again, you know that thing's gonna be tough as hell. Like, thank you MiHoYo first for actually you putting so much effort into this. Like, this is like I know they put like I know they put like 110% into everything they do, from Honkai to Genshin. But now you can tell they've just been nailing it. In my opinion, they've just been nailing it after update after update up to this update. And this is just from A. There's still one more character story quest we have to do, and one more event story quest that we have to do before Duke 5 is done. And there's the other events as well, which I think is really and I think those events I might end up showing, well, at least one of them, because the events I'm looking forward to, just everything about this update and beginning like this was incredible. It's incredible. Now before I move on, before I pretty much leave you guys off, let me tell you about that boss fight. Okay? So that is pretty much the brand new form of the Raiden Shogun puppet, and for the people that plays Honkai Impact, I guess you guys can tell where I'm going with this. It very strikingly resembles two Hershers in that game. Raiden Mei, Hersher of Thunder, and the Hersher Dominance because of the hands. Now, I don't know if this was designed by any means, I guess, but I feel like those hands are supposed to point out the fact that, oh, you are fighting the puppet. Obviously, we were fighting the puppet. Like, come on. Because A wouldn't betray us like that, right? This weekly boss fight is known to be the toughest weekly boss fight yet. And here's the reason why. This weekly boss fight apparently doubles the health of Senora, and Senora had like the most HP by far when it comes to weekly boss fight. She is technically the hardest when it comes to stat wise. But the Magatsu Raiden Shogun weekly boss fight has 1.4 million health. 1.4 to 1.6 million health, which is the most amount of health we've ever seen in a boss fight when it comes to rematches. So she is tough. And the freaking thing where like she does like the giant slash and we're protected by that shield, that's an instant kill. No regular shield can block that attack. That blade is an instant kill attack. So yeah, you better be damn careful, since if you're not using that shield that they gave you, you're dying instantly. Zhongli shield doesn't work. Noel shield doesn't work. No shield works except for that one. What the truth I find interesting is the fact that they are only allowed to use A just to keep that tension as the fact that, oh, this is just a duel. This is not, oh, it's gonna be a duel. Let us join. And all of a sudden it's a 5v1. That's not how it works for duels, okay? So I really like how they kept the tension, but also kind of kept the balance and kind of easy for the players to make it a fair 1v1, which is fair. But honestly, that first encounter was ridiculously easy. I honestly thought I was gonna get obliterated, but I know I'm gonna get obliterated during the multiple rematch attempts to get her materials, because you need her materials to ascend Miko's talents. And I think that's pretty much it. These are my thoughts. Honestly, I might just put it into like multiple videos instead of just one video, unlike Ethos. So
What? Another bad
honestly, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. Next time we're gonna be doing the other character story quest that was available. That's going to be available. Yae Miko, Divina Vulpes, Chapter Act 1. And I'm kind of curious to see how this is gonna go, because this is the aftermath of A's character story quest Act 2. So I'm looking forward to see how this is gonna go. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. If you enjoyed, leave a like, because you know I'm gonna talk about more about Genshin content. I gotta have more Genshin content. Maybe I'll make more theories a bit more often.
No, let me try again.
And if you want to see more 2.5 content, always you gotta press the subscribe button, because you know that I'm gonna be doing some 2.5 content. And leave a comment on how you felt about this character story quest, because in my opinion it's my favorite. Maybe I'll have a few criticisms coming up later on, but right now I think this is my favorite one. Beating Aika's. Aika's is like my second favorite now.
Another
Even though Aika's my favorite character. Gotta stay loyal. Gotta stay loyal. So I guess I'll see you guys in Yae Miko's character story quest then. ACairconditioner signing out. Have a good one, guys. Man, that was a good story quest.